I've been thinking more about the topic of our recent discussion, the black moon and the black sun, and the observation that the black moon appeared to have prevailed from that black magical battle between Stalin and Hitler, the black moon and the black sun. But thinking further, one has to, basically, logically, we must assume the two are balanced in some way, so that even though the black moon has had an intense period of ascendancy or gained an upper hand somehow, it's not logical to assume that it's a final defeat and that we might be in the midst of a cycle. And the concept of eclipse made me think that maybe the dominance of the black moon might have been a sort of eclipse of the sun effect, meaning it's possible for the black sun to emerge and keep this torsion, take it to the next level of the spin. So by black sun and black moon, I suppose we have an association with the right, the sun, and the left, the moon, of politics, the divisive stuff, the false binary, or deliberately antagonistic opposition that's been created to mask the true binary to the moral high ground, which appears to have shrunk in the political sphere. So that for our purposes as metaphysists, to resolve this problem is not a question of taking either side in the black sun, black moon equation, no, because at the very least they're equally bad and malefic, even though they're of not sufficient, of a power that's becoming greater and sucking more people in. Long arm. For us, there's no sort of possibility of getting caught up in that. That would not be the way divine magic functions. We must remain above the scene of the battle. And see that the true enemy is lie, the deception, the lie. What might be called propaganda, in more earthly terms, but coming from this, enemy of the lie. So in terms of a kind of standpoint with respect to politics and what to do and world affairs, seems to be a kind of limited space that isn't affected by this torsion, this battle and wickedness in high places. And it's that we must adhere to, the Holy of Holies. I'm not sure, politically what there is. I think it's a question of, seeing the good ones and seeing the good in people and holding that goodness that we see as the star in the human, seeing it where we can. Without being drawn into the melee. I mean, in some ways, this is where having Paramahansa Yogananda come through to us as a sort of a contact, it's quite useful actually, because it can help lift us just enough away from that material plane. Not too far. There's a kind of sweet spot with the transcendence. We want to be at the point of the equilateral triangle of the center, that is, and the right depth. And yes, I think from what I remember of the second coming of Christ, when I read it a long time ago, the bit that really stood out for me was the blue eye, and I can't remember the sequence of the meditation, the teaching, anything. All I have in my memory from the whole of that is a blue eye, like the iris of an eye, which is also looks like the world. And that's kind of in your mind's eye, the world. The untainted, the virgin nature, the Edenic state, that memory, the cultivation of that memory is what will help solve the crisis and heal nature, the world, and humanity.